Hi, folks. Steve here. Stick around for a full report on this evening's Village Council meeting. First off, I want to say Happy Veterans Day to all my fellow veterans and thanks to the New London Schools for the Veterans Day breakfast and program this morning. I was fortunate to attend with my daughter Jennifer, also a veteran, and my grandson Michael. Thanks again to the school and to all the veterans. A budget workshop was held this evening prior to the council meeting. Council met with department heads, the administrator, and fiscal officer to review the proposed 2025 budgets for the fire department, police department, storm sewer, wastewater, and water departments. No large changes in budget, although it's noted that, like all of us, expenses continue to grow faster than revenue, so budgets get a little bit tighter every year. The council meeting commenced with all members present except Councilman Blanton. The mayor later informed council that he had received a letter of resignation from Councilman Blanton, and council approved the resignation. The village administrator reported that the Coleman Court project is mainly completed. They're still looking to do a little improvement on the eastern end of the project with a catch basin and some storm sewer that will run to North Maple, and some sidewalk repairs need to be done on the Walnut Street end of the project. Pump station erosion, we talked about this a couple meetings ago. They did receive one RFQ, and the engineering firm OHM is putting together a scope of work and pricing. This involves the pump station down on Buck Creek, which is where we pump water to fill the reservoir. Just through natural erosion, the creek is changing course over time, and if left unchecked, eventually the creek is going to bypass the pump station and it won't have a source for water. So it's going to be a big project, expensive project, but in the very early stages to control the erosion along Buck Creek and ensure that there's sufficient water supply to the pump station. The New London Avenue wastewater project, the plan now is to go to bid on that in January and award bids in February. Crews continue to work on the North Main Street to East Washburn storm sewer as schedule allows. The village submitted an application for an OPWC grant to pave 6 streets. I mentioned this a few council meetings ago. Streets included would be Grant Street, West Hooker, Clyde Avenue, Daisy Drive, William Street, and Cedar Street. Total project estimate is $548,720. Now, the project did not get funded at the district level, but we will be going on to Columbus to compete in the small governments, and our project is ranked #1 coming out of the district. So still pretty confident that we have a good shot at getting this grant approved to do some street paving here in town. The West First Street Bridge project, that was awarded an OPWC grant last year for the replacement of the bridge. Project also includes paving from the wastewater treatment plant to State Route 60. Plans on that are to go to bid in January with project construction to begin in the spring. That project is funded at $410,000 total, with $182,450 in grant and $182,450 in loan, with a $45,000 village matching fund. The administrator did inform council that he intends on submitting another TAP application. In fact, at ODOT's request, ODOT suggested that we submit for this one. It has to be in by the end of November, but what this project will do, this grant, if approved, we have the downtown TAP project that's still in the works. It moves slow, but that's the way things go through ODOT. That'll do the improvements through downtown. This grant, if approved, would replace the sidewalks on State Routes 162 and State Route 60 from where that downtown grant stops to the village limits. It was also mentioned that Governor DeWine announced $500,000 in funding for the Huron County Land Bank to demo 13 properties in Huron County. New London has 2 projects on the list. The Norwalk Reflector reported last week that New London's properties on the list are 35 West Washburn. It's actually just an old garage at the back of that property, and 37 East Washburn. Those houses or buildings would be destroyed by the land bank and that land reclaimed. There are several brownfield projects being reviewed now. Huron County has submitted 4 projects, with one of them being in the village. That's the old sword plant. So that's still confident that probably a good chance of getting that funded to get that cleaned up. Village is looking at insurance renewals. We're in the process of shopping for health and life insurance for the village employees. should have something for council to improve by the November 25th meeting. In fact, it was mentioned that they have to have it done by the 1st of December, so it'll be done as an emergency at the next council meeting. Shopping around because of the high cost, everything's going up, increases in insurance prices. It was also noted that the property insurance renewal is up. The village's property insurance increased from $64,000 for the 2024 year to $70,219 for the 2025 year. The village is kicking off the project to renew the village website, make the village website more friendly, up to date, easier to use. And the administrator did ask council's permission to bring myself on board as a consultant to help with that, just to keep everything above board so that everything's straight. We had Mr. Bond drop a contract so that I could work for the village as a consultant for the grand sum fee of $1 per month, basically volunteering my time, but doing it as a contractor to keep everything above board and legit. In the fire chief's report indicated that they had 6 emergency runs in October, 4 of which were motor vehicle accidents. In legislative action, the third and final reading of Ordinance 2024-24 setting rates for 2025 for the New London Reservoir and Park was approved. They also approved the second reading of Ordinance 2024-26 appointing the village solicitor and additional legal counsel. Passed as an emergency, Ordinance 2024-27, amending the 2024 appropriations by authorizing the transfer of funds. If you remember, that was on the agenda at the last meeting, but there were not enough members present to do it as an emergency. Council also passed the first reading of Resolution 2024-07. This resolution will place a 3 mil 4-year levy on the ballot in the spring, the May 6th election, for street repair and improvements here in town. So there'll be 2 more readings on that, but that'll go on the ballot in May for a 3 mil 4-year levy for street improvements. After the agenda was completed, the mayor asked the council to go into executive session to discuss filling the vacant council seat. After some lively discussion, as this was not on the agenda, council agreed to the executive session. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I got to say, I am completely dumbfounded on why an executive session would be considered appropriate to discuss filling a vacant elected position. I was told after the executive session that the village will advertise for letters of intent for filling the seat, as it always has in the past when there was a vacancy in the council. Council will then select from the interested individuals to fill the vacant seat. One other thing I did forget to mention when I was talking about the pumping station, the reservoir is still as low as anyone can remember with the drought this year, and council and the village asked everyone to still continue to conserve water as much as possible. Well, there you have a full report on this evening's village council meeting. Once again, I want to wish all the veterans a happy Veterans Day. I'm Steve. Thanks for watching.